What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Sea Stories and Discroman. Uh, as today, this is more of info what the show's, uh, how we're going to be proceeding now that school's starting, not just for college students, but for elementary, high school, middle school kids alike, which I have two kids. One's in elementary and one's in middle school. So, with that being said, this is not a goodbye. Uh, what what I'm planning on doing, uh, is I'm gonna give us 2 weeks to figure out a good recording and that type of schedule because I know other people who are in the same situation I am. Uh, gives them time to figure out what's the best time to record, what's the best time to sit down and interview somebody, what's the best time to do any of this stuff. So I'm giving myself 2 weeks. The rest of this week is just me getting my stuff together for my classes and uh, making sure my kids are get their schedule going and stuff like that. I'm happy that they're going back to school, but not just for the simple fact that it's just me sitting at home with my girls, but the fact that they're going back to not going back full time. They're only going back a hybrid schedule. I'll get into that in a little bit, but they're going to be going 2 days out of the week, which is fine. Which I think they need, um, especially elementary school and middle school is okay, but elementary school needs that social interaction in the classroom. So that's great. I'm happy. Couldn't be more happier. I could be a lot more happier if they're gone, full time. But we can't control that. No one can really control that except people who are battling this crazy sickness that is going around. With that being said, I always said we're not getting to political bullshit or any of that stuff, and we never will. But when it comes to kids, especially if you have kids and you watch this, uh, you can relate. Uh, this is one of those times where it's not like this past spring or end of winter. Well, yes, it was springtime where we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know, right? It's just take the kids back and they're going to learn how to do stuff online. Didn't work out too well. Uh, it was just, hey, parents, you're going to teach now. Good luck. They didn't really take anything away from that. My kids, I mean, there are certain things that we did that weren't a part of the curriculum, like how to fix a car, how to change the oil, how to do normal everyday things. Uh, my daughters can cook a meal with supervision. I'm not going to sit on my chair here, and let them cook dinner for me. No, we cook together and they learn. It's great. I think it's fun. They learn something. I didn't really do that with my dad, but my mom taught me, my grandmother, my grandfather taught me. So it's a good life lesson for them, especially when working on a car. So they can do that, and it's great. What can I say? But yeah, we're gonna be taking a break, just so I can get my schedule set. Gonna get my girls on track. I can get myself on track for my classes, and that's it. It's pretty simple. Now, what I plan on doing, for those of you who don't know me, I'm going to community college just because I needed to do something else besides welding. Uh, my body can't really handle too much hard labor, uh, being hunched over welding for hours and hours and on end. My body won't be able to handle that. I wouldn't be working very long. So I was like, what's the next option? So I went to school. So I'm learning how to pretty much work in a TV studio, radio stations, doing live music, recording studio type stuff. Um, that program that I'm going through, the college I'm going through is Northampton Community College, and what I'm majoring in is media production. Pretty simple, right? Just covers the broad basis. So what I'm currently taking this semester, should be my last 2 years, is, excuse me, I'm burped. Sorry about that. Uh, I am taking commercial photography because I love photography. That's why I started a photography business. I am going to be taking a recording and mix down class. Now, I have some background in this, not too well. The well doesn't go deep in that, so I'm trying to expand that part of it. Uh, I'm also taking, this is a mandatory class for the program, is history of broadcasting, which actually I'm pretty excited to go through just because um, my professor, she is the wife of my professor that I'm having for other classes. I'm having the whole family this semester. My program advisor, uh, his family is pretty much involved with the school and the program, so which is pretty cool. So I get to work with his son, his daughter, his wife, and him this semester, which is fine. It is what it is. It's fun, but the history of broadcasting is pretty much like radio, TV, that type of stuff, and it's gonna be pretty interesting class. It's one of those most history classes you're just like, oh my god. But yeah, it should be fun. Then I'm doing post product or editing, video editing and post production. So the only thing that's going to happen to this show is going to get better because I'll learn some more editing techniques and some post production stuff that I can help make this podcast better. So you're going to be getting better content out of this. You're going to be getting uh, like more better things. Everything's going to change because of this. And what am I else am I taking? Oh, I'm taking a radio workshop. College does have a radio station. Well, it's an internet station, but still, uh, what I plan on doing for that, and you guys are gonna love this, is I don't plan on playing any top 40 stuff. No pop music. Uh, what's a bug here? Sorry about that. There's a there's a niche that I love to stick to, and I played in the car all the time. Playing a lot of rockabilly stuff, a lot of psychobilly stuff, a lot of surf music, a lot of punk rock, a lot of reggae and ska and dub, uh, stuff that's not on the radio now. I mean, come on, there's some stuff out there today that should be on the radio. There's no swearing, there's no drug abuse, uh, none of that crap. It's just feel good music, man. Especially with the punk rock stuff. Yeah, I can see that being not the right thing to put on there because some of it's kind of for mature audiences. I get that, but you know, I'll be sharing with you guys what I do. It will be fun. I know I said I wanted to do this for veterans and active duty, but hey, if you're in college, share what you're doing, especially if you're producing stuff. This is why I started this podcast because I learned how to record on Zoom, of all things. My level's getting really high. Sorry about that. Um, Learned to record on Zoom and edit some things, put together some titles, that type of stuff, how to layer music in. And that's just the base knowledge. Now it's going to only get better because of that. And that's what I'm looking forward to, is to make this a somewhat better podcast. So it should be, or podcast and YouTube show. So those of you who are watching, thank you for subscribing. Keep on subscribing, like, and share. There's a bunch of videos up right now that you guys can watch and get into. Podcasters, I'm sorry I haven't been putting stuff up. Some of the stuff does not translate over into a podcast. This will. And future things will or might have to do separate shows or just get rid of the podcast altogether. Um, if you're watching this, please let me know where you're from, who you are, and maybe we can get you on the podcast or get you on the show. I'm always looking for new guests. I wasn't looking for guests this week or next week just because of how the scheduling and all this other stuff is working out right now. So, what I want to do is get some time. I know I had time to do this, whatever, but this is going to get me more situated, more good to go, ready for this upcoming school year. So, uh, we'll be better prepared for the upcoming times. And uh, if you are someone who's in the Army, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard, or still even in the Navy, I want to get to know your story. I want to know who you are, and I want to share it with the world. Uh, you don't have to be a Navy SEAL. You don't have to be an Army Ranger. You can just be a regular enlisted folk, dude, whoever, and let's share the story. Let's shine a light on the regular military. Uh, Granted, SEALs get all the glory, Rangers get all the glory, what have you, but that's the gist of it. That's the most exciting thing there is out there in the world. No one really gives a shit about what as we say in the Navy, Seaman Schmuckatelli uh is doing. It's the guys who are there chipping the paint off the ship to repaint it. It's the guys who are doing maintenance on the propulsion system, the guys who are just doing everyday maintenance and pushing through to, just make a paycheck, really. Uh, it's those guys I want to interview. Those guys that just your regular everyday grunts. That's the grunt and disgruntlement. So if you're one of those people or know somebody, please hit me up. I will put my email address somewhere here so you can get in contact with me and we can schedule something else. If you have a guest that you liked, I have already, and you want them back on, comment below. Let's get this ball rolling. Maybe we can get him back on the show. I really want to get my homie Dan Apollo back on, uh, just for the simple fact there's stuff that we talk about and things that are out there that we can discuss, whether it be veterans review a movie or talk about whatever. So, with that being said, thank you for watching and sticking with me. These next 2 weeks are now, you're going to be like, oh, this is. I'm glad he's taking these 2 weeks off. Show is starting to fall apart. Yes and no. Yes and no. I know my last Red Friday was a little rough on me, but that's what it was. I need to get it out there and tell my story. So, thank you for watching. Stick with me 2 more weeks. I will have something spectacular lined up. Hopefully, I can get a big name to come in. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. You'll have to stay tuned. For those podcast listeners, I will. You'll be hearing me in 2 weeks as well from this show. But we are taking a break just to get school back in roll, and we'll be seeing you. Thank you for staying with us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Don't forget, my email address is here. It's going to be around here or up there. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And make sure you get that bell on. Okay? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. That being said, have a great day.